Here's the first video from that faggot. Called Smike the Faggot.
Hey, what is up guys, it is Smike here, and today I'm going to be showing you my top 10 predictions for Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Corrections, Milk, not Smike.
A good idea to talk about what we might expect from it, especially knowing what we know so far with all the teasers and stuff, and with the hints Scott has been placing in those teasers, so I say let's jump right in. Up at prediction number 10 is that the game will take place in Fredbear's family diner. The main piece of evidence for this is that in one of the latest teasers, you can see on the bottom right, it says property of FR something something ER. We don't know exactly what it says for sure because of the blank space, of course, but it does seem very likely to say property of Fredbear's family diner.
Well, no shit, faggot.
It's perfectly to say property of Fredbear's family diner. So unless Scott is messing with us, I think it's pretty safe to assume that Five Nights 4 has a high chance of taking place in Fredbear's family diner. Or at the very least, we'll get to see it somehow, maybe through like a flashback or something, or a vision. And now for prediction number 9 is that Five Nights 4 will be a dream, literally. Well, more specifically, a nightmare. What makes me think that? Well,
well, no shit, faggot, too loud.
Teasers that Scott released recently, such as for example in Freddy Fazbear's teaser and in Bonnie's teaser, if you brighten up the image, you will find the hidden word nightmare in it. And second of all, if you pay attention to the appearance of all the animatronics revealed so far, you'll probably find that they look very horrifying, in fact a little bit too horrifying to be real. And also, let's not forget here, these are animatronics built for children, so it is very unlikely that they would be built, you know, with 2 or 3 rows of super sharp teeth, or with super sharp Freddy Krueger style claws. Not to mention the tiny little Freddys present on Freddy Fazbear's body, crawling around. So yeah, this all leads me to believe this is in fact a nightmare. And F number 8 trap, but not the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 version of Springtrap. I mean the original non-withered version of Springtrap. And this may very well be possible if the game does in fact take place in Fredbear's family diner. Because we know, thanks to the Stage 01 minigame in FNAF 3, that Springtrap is one of the very first animatronics to be put into production along with Fredbear. And now for prediction number 6.
Who said it's going to be in Fred Fap's family sex shop?
That I think we might very well get to see one of the sister locations. In FNAF 3, Phone Guy mentions that there are indeed other locations related to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place, known of course as sister locations. And apparently these locations may very well have different animatronics that have never been seen before. This is hinted at in the Happiest Day minigame in FNAF 3. You can see kids sitting at tables with unrecognizable animatronic masks. There's a few alligator masks, what appears to be a pig mask, and a few others that I have no idea what they are. And now for number 6 is we may get to see Golden Freddy, but for real this time. What do I mean by that? Well, you know how every time we see
Oh my god, that's so shitty.
For example, in FNAF 1, he appears in your room as an empty suit with no endoskeleton and crashes your game, and also he has no reflection on the monitors, not to mention the fact that he can get in even if your doors are closed, which proves of course that he is a hallucination. And in FNAF 2 it's pretty obvious, I mean he's a freaking floating head. So yeah, if the 4th game does indeed take place in Fredbear's family diner, we might actually get to experience the real physical Golden Freddy, not the hallucination. And now for prediction number 5 is we may finally get to find out the identity of Shadow Bonnie. Ever since we first saw him, Shadow Bonnie's identity has been pretty much a mystery. The closest animatronic we can assign him to is Toy Bonnie, but their teeth are different, so he can't be Toy Bonnie. So
your mom, I even have evidence for that. Remember in FNAF 3 your mom was purple gay and I'd suit in?
Controls him. And where does he come from? I think if the game takes place in Fredbear's family diner and it is in fact a prequel, then more light will in fact be shed on this issue. And now for number 4 is in FNAF 3 during night 4, Phone Guy mentions a quote-unquote unfortunate incident at a sister location involving multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures. And that is literally all he says about this. Nothing else is known about this unfortunate incident. So first of all, it is pretty obvious that there are other spring lock suits out there other than Springtrap. And second of all, these spring lock suits had some kind of major malfunction. Judging from what Phone Guy is telling us, honestly, I think this might be a foreshadowing for FNAF 4, because why would Scott include this piece of information in the game if he's not gonna do anything with it? So I really think this is, a piece of foreshadowing. And quite frankly, I think it might have something to do with the animatronics that were revealed in the latest FNAF 4 teasers. I think they might actually be the source of the so-called spring lock failures. And F number 3 is that I think Purple Guy's identity might actually be revealed. If it is in fact true that FNAF 4 takes place in Fred's
Like I said, it's your mom.
restaurant, the child that ended up becoming the puppet. And what's more, I think it is entirely possible that we might get to play as the Purple Guy. Maybe the 5 nights in which the game takes place are the 5 nights after which the Purple Guy killed a child, in which case the animatronics would be obviously mad at you and would try to kill you. And F number 2 is I think we might actually get to witness the Bite of 87. If the game is in fact a prequel and it takes place in Fredbear's family diner, maybe the player himself is the victim of the Bite of 87. Or if the game does in fact end up being a sequel, maybe we will end up experiencing the Bite of 87 through the form of a flashback, just like in FNAF 2. So yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really curious to see who caused the Bite of 87, and I think it might actually be Fredbear, which leads me to prediction number 1, which is that we might actually get to meet Fredbear. And I just want to give credit to my friend Dawko, he's also a fellow FNAF YouTuber, linked to his channel in the info below, for finding out this really awesome piece of information, which is that right now on the scottgames.com website, there is actually a secret hidden word, and if you decrypt it, it spells out Fredbear. So yeah, we may very well get to see Fredbear, and it is entirely possible that in FNAF 4, Fredbear will be the main antagonist. So yeah, those were my top 10
Okay, Smike and Rionels, here is the truth about FNAF. It's getting old. Better make theories for Fallout 4 or GTA 6, because FNAF is boring.